A Florida man is the first to be sentenced for his participation in the January 6th Capitol riots. How much time he'll spend behind bars after pleading guilty.
A lawmaker from Northeast Indiana is among those nominated to investigate the attack on the Capitol. What Congressman Jim Banks says he will do if approved for the Select Committee.
And it's heating up out here because 3 local fire departments are competing on the grill. But who will make the best burger? We'll find out during our Firefighter Grill-Off. 16 Morning News Now starts right now.
From WNDU-TV, this is 16 Morning News Now.
It is 6 o'clock. Welcome in on a Tuesday morning. We want to get to some breaking news just into our newsroom. South Bend police are investigating reports of 2 people shot overnight. This happened just before 11 Monday night. Officials say cops found out about the shooting from a shot spotter alert. This happening in the 1200 block of North Cleveland.
Yeah, and officials are telling us police found one person with a grazed wound. Another person walked into the hospital shortly after the shooting. And we're continuing to monitor social media for any updates from South Bend police. And as soon as we get new information, we'll update you on air and online.
Hey, Matt, good morning.
Good morning, guys. As we start off the day, we are going to be in an air quality alert day, and this goes for LaPorte County through this evening, and you can see a couple of the counties off to the west near Gary, Indiana as well. This is just for LaPorte County right now, though, and some of the things that we can do today to kind of cut down on some of that ozone in our atmosphere. Now, we can carpool, bike, maybe delay those errands later in the day into the evening or later on tomorrow as well. Other things to do are limit that outdoor exertion, especially if you have a condition like asthma or something like that. That could really put a strain on you, and some things that we don't want to do. We don't want to add more ozone to the atmosphere, and that would be by ways of maybe using those gas mowers to mow the lawn or even refueling those vehicles as well. That adds more ozone, and that's what we don't want to do, especially during the heat of the day. So keep that in mind as we head through today, especially if you're in LaPorte County. Temperatures right now in the upper 50s to lower 60s, clearer skies and just a really light wind at this moment. A few patchy areas of fog still out there, so keep that in mind as well if you're heading out the door within the next hour or so. Temperatures, though, skyrocket up again into the mid-80s by the afternoon. A lot of hazy sunshine out there, and that's because of that wildfire smoke up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. I'm going to talk more about that coming up here in just another minute, but a lot of sunshine, guys. Another dry day here in Michiana.
Thank you, Matt. Well, we also want to start this morning with some breaking news out of South Bend. Police and fire officials have left the scene of what we're told was initially a call of a water rescue. And Joshua, you were out there earlier this morning with our chief photographer, Don Schoenfeld. What have you learned?
Yeah, Tricia, it was a pretty huge response. You can see behind me, this all happened just before 2 this morning. That's when that call came in near Riverside and Darden Road. You can see that rescue boat from Clay Fire leaving the scene there. We got there, and this is the images that we took when we got there, top of the bridge on Darden Road, overlooking the river. Don capturing this picture. Dispatchers tell us a car was found inside the river, but no one was inside that vehicle. Fire and rescue crews are not expected to return to that area or resume a search. If there are any new developments, though, we'll update you on air and online, Tricia.
All right, thank you for that update. Well, new this morning, the first person sentenced for the January 6th Capitol riots will spend 8 months in prison. Paul Hodkins is the Florida man who you may have seen carrying a large red Trump 2020 flag on the floor of the U.S. Senate during the attack. The 38-year-old was arrested February 16th after the FBI received a tip identifying him among the hundreds of people seen in the Department of Justice footage inside the Capitol. He pleaded guilty to a single felony count of obstructing an official proceeding, which carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Happening now as lawmakers plan their investigation into the Capitol riots. Indiana 3rd District Congressman Jim Banks is nominated to the Select Committee that will look into what happened on January 6th.
Yeah, the Northeast Indiana Republican is one of 5 GOP members appointed by House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. The committee will investigate both the security failings of the attack as well as the circumstances leading up to it. In reaction to the nomination, Banks says he will do everything possible to give the American people the facts.
The other Republicans chosen by McCarthy are Jim Jordan of Ohio, Rodney Davis of Illinois, Kelly Armstrong of North Dakota, and Troy Nehls of Texas. But these 5 are not the only GOP members. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi appointed Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming as one of her 8 selections. Pelosi also has a final say over whether the 5 appointed by McCarthy can join the committee.
We want to get to new information on the new police chief selected to lead the U.S. Capitol Police Force. J. Thomas Manger most recently served for 15 years as chief in Montgomery County, Maryland. Before that, he led the Fairfax, Virginia Police Department. He takes over in the aftermath of the January 6th insurrection, in which pro-Trump rioters, as you know, stormed the building in an attempt to disrupt the certification of Joe Biden's presidential victory. And we want to turn now to decisions impacting local law enforcement. We have new details as amendments are being made to South Bend's Community Police Review Board. During public comments, some people criticized the board's new director, Joshua Reynolds. He was suspended at least 6 times between 2009 and 2016, according to a report, as an officer with the Indianapolis Police Department. But council members say they had nothing to do with the hiring process.
We were informed that he was the pick, but we had absolutely nothing to do with picking who the director was. People are dissatisfied with the level of uncertainty on how this is going to work. And so people really want to feel secure in this process and making sure this process is actually going to work for them.
The South Bend Common Council, by the way, is still finalizing details on the hiring process for the board's future members.
The latest details now on an historic day in the fight for voting rights.
Yeah, for the first time, Tricia, in 20 years, the Senate held a field hearing in Georgia.
Democratic members of the Senate Rules Committee were in Atlanta after the state passed one of the most restrictive voting bills in the country.
No Republicans on the committee participating in the proceedings, although they were invited. Democrats, including Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is leading the committee, are pushing for a federal elections overhaul.
Happening today, Vice President Kamala Harris will host the King of Jordan for breakfast in an effort to re-strengthen global ties. This comes after King Abdullah II had an Oval Office meeting with President Biden on Monday. Abdullah had a difficult relationship with former President Trump, but he and President Biden hope to renew the close alliance between the two nations. Just into our newsroom, we are learning that Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is once again temporarily suspended from Twitter. On Sunday and Monday, the Georgia Republican tweeted about COVID-19 and the vaccination efforts. Twitter says the post violated its misinformation policy. Earlier this year, the social media platform announced a so-called strike system for users spreading false and misleading COVID-19 information. A user's account is locked for 12 hours after 2 or 3 strikes, and after 5 strikes, the user is banned. New this morning, St. Joseph County is hiring. Their HR department is hosting a virtual job fair starting at 2 this afternoon, looking to fill open positions at CASA and the Dukem Center. Yeah, they are also hiring for county police, the 911 dispatch center, and housekeeping. Job seekers can attend the job fair through a Zoom call. You can also apply online at sjcindiana.com/jobs. Well, right now, Jeff Bezos is preparing to fly to the edge of space in his capsule developed by his Blue Origin company. The New Shepard is set to lift off from Van Horn, Texas later this morning. Jeff and his brother Mark, aerospace pioneer Wally Funk, and Dutch teenager Oliver Damon will be on the first manned flight. They will float into microgravity for a couple of minutes before returning to Earth. If successful, Bezos will make history for taking part in the first unpiloted suborbital flight with a civilian crew. And guess what? You can watch the space launch right here on Channel 16, just a few hours away at 8:55 this morning. That is when coverage will start. All right, still to come, police are providing a new explanation for a fireworks explosion that hurt over a dozen people. Why they are chalking things up to human error. That's coming up. Plus, a Penn High School grad is awaiting her Olympic debut in Tokyo. Why Team USA wrestler Sarah Hildebrand says she's been dreaming of this moment since she was a kid. Hey, Matt.
Good morning, guys. A lot of sunshine out there and temperatures again in the mid-80s. I'll take a look at that first alert forecast when 16 Morning News Now returns. We want to show you what it looks like in our parking lot right now, and it smells great too. We're certain of that. It's the firefighter grill off going on right now at WNDU. We're going to check in just a bit with Melissa Stevens to find out what's cooking this morning. Well, new this morning, we are learning that human error caused the fireworks explosion that injured 17 people in LA last month. Police confiscated about 32,000 pounds of the explosives from a home. Some fireworks were leaking, and the bomb squad wanted to detonate those safely in what's called a total containment vessel. Well, such a container can dispose of up to 25 pounds of explosives. Technicians estimated the fireworks weighed less than that, but authorities later realized they weighed more. It is 6:12, Trisha. Another Notre Dame player is heading to Tokyo. Team USA announcing former Irish women's basketball star
Jackie Young, she has made the 3-on-3 team. Seattle Storm guard Katie Lou Samuelson tested positive for COVID, which opened up that spot for Young on the roster. Young previously played on the USA Basketball 3-on-3 national team at the 2019 World Beach Games, and that year the team went 3-1 after losing the quarterfinals in overtime to Brazil. Now, in 21 games with the Las Vegas Aces this season, Young is averaging just under 13 points a game and just over 1 steal per game. Now, she and Team USA do not compete until next Tuesday, July 27th against Nigeria. That game will be at 12:40 in the morning on the USA Network. Also gearing up for her first Olympic Games is Penn High School grad and Team USA wrestler Sarah Hildebrandt. She's been writing in journals ever since she can remember. In fact, when she was just 9 years old, she wrote down she was going to be an Olympian someday. How prophetic is that? She tells us she's thrilled to live her dream and says it's always important to dream big.
I think it just sets the course for your day-to-day and keeps things small while simultaneously being huge, right? Like day to day I wake up and I'm like, I want to be an Olympic champion, and that's a huge dream, but it sets purpose to every day. And I love that, knowing that a freaking 9-year-old can dream something up like that who doesn't even play sports, and then you come out here almost 20 years later and I'm here doing it. Like, it's crazy.
And her dream is about to come true. Hildebrandt flew to Japan last week, but will have to wait some time before the Olympic Games. Hildebrandt's event in the 50-kilo weight class does not begin until August 6th. And as we continue to count down to the Olympic Games this week, guess what? The Today Show will have the exclusive reveal this morning on who will represent Team USA as the flag bearers at the opening ceremony this Friday. That's coming up just after 16 Morning News now, as I pass the torch to you, Matt.
Thanks, Josh. Coming up in just 30 seconds, I'll have the details on your first alert forecast, where we're talking about more sunshine, and then when do those rain chances come back? I'll have those details coming up in 30 seconds. Well, we're starting off the day clearer and on the cooler side, but a little bit of fog still possible out there, especially in some of those rural areas. So if you're in an area that maybe you see more fog than elsewhere, give yourself a couple of extra minutes just in case, because we are showing 2.1 mile visibility down in Winnemac and in Stark County as well. It looks a little bit like some fog there, but most of the area not dealing with as much fog as we saw at this time yesterday, which is good news. Now they're getting that sun starting to lighten up the sky here. We are going to have a little bit of a milky look to the sky yet again today, but looking over Mishawaka, not too bad this morning after some of that light fog moved its way on through. Temperatures at 61 degrees here in the South Bend, Mishawaka area. If we head up towards the lakeshore, we're in the upper 50s at this moment, but coming away, we're in the lower 60s, and we're going to just kind of get up into the low 80s by the noontime hour, into the mid 80s later on this afternoon. 84 degrees, that high temperature. You see a lot of sunshine out there, but it will be a hazy sunshine, a little bit of a milky look to that blue sky. And that's all because of the wildfire smoke all the way from out west. It's kind of followed this path all the way through southern Canada and down here into Michiana. You can see through 9 o'clock this morning, more of this upper level smoke in our atmosphere. That's kind of going to put a hazy look to that sunshine today. That continues to be the case through Wednesday and even into Thursday as well, before some of this smoke begins to move off towards the east as we head towards the weekend, and we get a little bit of rain in here as well. So heading through today, we stay dry. A very slight chance of a shower overnight, but most of Michiana does stay dry. Then another slight chance of a shower as we head into Thursday evening. But again, most of Michiana stays dry. Just a very isolated area could see a shower on Thursday evening. Most of that rain, though, holds off until Friday and then into the weekend. Scattered showers and storms will be possible even into Sunday. A few stronger storms not out of the question. We'll be watching that time frame there for a few of those stronger thunderstorms. But for today, a lot of sunshine out there, a mixture of sun and clouds, especially for Wednesday and Thursday. But the burgers are on the grill here, guys, and I'll have more coming up. Not burgers, but I'll have more coming up at 8:10 on Facebook Live. That's when we're going to be talking about everything that our forecast has to offer here in just a couple of hours.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, here on 16 Morning News Now, we are hosting our very own Firefighter Grill-Off, and it's all about the burgers.
Yes, 3 departments are competing this morning, and we already saw South Bend Fire's recipe, so let's head back outside of Melissa Stevens, where Clay Fire Territory is getting ready to grill. Hey, Melissa.
Good morning. Yeah, so we've got the finished product here, the Big Willie Burger from the South Bend Fire Department. Look at that beaut. And now we're heading over to Clay Fire. We've got Captain Joe Talbot on the grill right now. What's your burger, sir?
It's the bacon jam stuffed burger.
Okay, so these are some large patties. I don't
Yes, they
know.
are. So they're probably about 3/4 of a pound. I like a burger that's going to circum the circumference of the bun. So I want it to
Okay.
outgrow the bun.
Okay, so I saw a bunch of seasoning on it. Can you tell us about that?
It's my own seasoning blend. It's about 15 different herbs and spices that I put
Okay.
together.
You cannot share any of that, though, right? That's your secret.
That's kind of my secret. Yeah.
Got it, got it. So what after this? Are they about done, or are they getting close?
They're getting close. We just did a flip on them, so probably another 2 or 3 minutes we'll start assembling them.
Okay. Talk about some of the toppings that you've got there.
So we're going to top it with a shredded pepper jack cheese, and we have obviously the staples of some Famous Dave's hot spicy pickles,
Okay.
and lettuce and tomato.
Oh, delicious. Why is your burger going to win?
Well, you know, I who knows who's going to win here? I think they're all going to be really good. Everybody's got a really good variation, and I'm looking forward to the competition.
What made you come up with this recipe? Is this something you've kind of tinkered with over the years with the department?
Well, it's one of the guys turned me on to the bacon jam, and we just decided to infuse it into the burger.
There you go. And you know, July, National Grilling Month. I mean, what are some tips you have for people as they're busting out their own grills in their yards?
Obviously, you don't ever want to leave them unattended, and if you're grilling on a wood deck, that's definitely a no-no. We don't want to do that at all. So,
Absolutely. Do you grill often at Clay Fire?
yes.
There you go. All right, we're excited. We're gonna try those coming up, and of course, just reminding you, the judges are over there. We're gonna have the 3 judges from the 3 fire departments. It's gonna be so much fun. Also, all of these recipes will be posted to our website after the show, so you can actually make these burgers yourself at home if you'd like to do so. So we're gonna have fun with that. But up next is Penn Township Fire Department. They will be grilling coming up in the next half hour, guys.
Okay, looking forward to. I may or may not have just Googled bacon jam.
That sounds so good. By the way, 3/4 of a pound is 12 ounces, so it weighs just as much as me if you want perspective.
You know, some recipes start with that amount of meat for your entire family. That's one burger.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
It's filling.
6:20 coming up. Riding a bike is a healthy option for a lot of folks, but how does it help those with diabetes? We're going to share the results of new research.
Plus, if you drink coffee, listen up. There's another way your morning cup of joe might be benefiting your health. We'll tell you all about it next.
Well, we've got a lot of sunshine out there today, and we are going to see temperatures in the mid-80s yet again. So it might be a good day to head up towards the lake shore and get some of that beach time in today, because tomorrow likely going to be a high swim risk. Waves only a foot, but building into the afternoon between 1 and 3 feet. It'll still be a low risk for today. Highs right along the lake shore in the upper 70s with a west wind coming right off the lake. That'll keep those lakeshore points right on the beach, just a few degrees cooler than inland. Much of the same for southern Lake Michigan, northwestern parts of Indiana as well. Highs near 80, but those waves will be building into the evening hours and into tomorrow as well. Between 3 and 5 feet are possible, and these green flags will turn red very quickly into tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind and watch for that flag flying on the beach. If it turns red, stay out of that water as you are thinking about heading up to the beaches today. 84 degrees this afternoon, hazy sunshine out there, and then on Wednesday, a mixture of sun and clouds. 81 degrees that high temperature for tomorrow. Back up to the mid-80s on Thursday and Friday. Rain chances likely holding off until Friday, but then we see some scattered showers and thunderstorms that will be possible over the weekend and into early next week, guys. Staying very warm, though, with a lot of sunshine for the rest of this week.
Thank you, Matt. Topping our health news this morning, new research suggests bike riding could reduce the risk of death among people with diabetes.
Yeah, the Dana study followed over 7,000 middle-aged adults with diabetes for 5 years.
It showed people who took up cycling during that time had a 35% lower risk of dying from any cause, regardless of any other types of exercise or risk factors.
A new study reveals good news for you coffee drinkers out there this morning. Having your cup of joe does not increase the risk of a heart arrhythmia.
Researchers say say nearly 400,000 people were studied. They found each additional daily cup of coffee was actually linked with a 3% reduced risk of developing an arrhythmia. Previous studies have shown coffee lowers the risk of cancer, diabetes, Parkinson's disease, and early death.
Let's switch gears now. Across Michiana, families and teachers are already looking forward to the new school year when kids can return to the classroom. And as we're finding out, as we're looking at the dates, it's right around the corner too.
Yes.
But right now, many people cannot afford basic school supplies.
Well, and that's why 16-pack a backpack can help. This year, we are just asking you to go to WNDU.com to donate. For only $10, you can provide a backpack and supplies to help a child start the new school year.
School supplies are more important than any this year. Our children do not know what they're going to face as they did last year, so we have to get the supplies in their hands. We have to ensure that they have the necessities to begin their school year, and we have to deliver as a community together.
Please join Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Goodwill, Meyer, and our partners. And you can support 16-pack a backpack today. I'm over here trying to see if I can do the QR code thing, and it actually works.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
All right, the Elkhart County Fair is coming up in a few days. We want to send you there for free.
Yes, we do. Today's winner is Amber Kelly from Coloma, Michigan. You just won a 4-pack of passes to the fair. A member of our staff will contact you to confirm your eligibility and give you the details.
Now, if you haven't entered, it's not too late to send an email with Elkhart Fair as the subject to 16 Morning News Now at WNDU.com. Be sure to include your name, address, and phone number and birth date.
We're giving away passes every day this week, so enter today.
Still to come at 6:30, COVID-19 pandemic still posing a serious threat to the U.S. as cases increase due to the Delta variant. What state health officials is warning about a fourth wave that's finally here.
We'll talk about that coming up. Plus, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer sets a vote to begin a debate on a bipartisan infrastructure bill, why GOP negotiators argue the bill is not ready for a vote tomorrow.
From WNDU-TV, this is 16 Morning News Now.
It's sunscreen and bug spray weather.
Yeah, it is scorching out there right now, too. I'm talking about the grill, not outside. It's actually
true. It's kind of comfortable right now.
It's really comfortable out there. Let's go to Matt. He's got the latest. A warm-up later on today, right, Matt?
Yeah, guys, again, we're going to be in the mid-80s out there with a lot of sunshine and just a light breeze, and that is why there is an air quality alert in effect for LaPorte County heading through this evening. So that's in effect for just LaPorte County for today and a couple counties off to our west. But all of what we can do today to kind of help limit some of this ozone in our atmosphere, which is what is causing this air quality alert over in LaPorte County. So we can carpool, bike, maybe delay those delay those errands as we head through later this day. Josh and Tricia are laughing at me. Limit the outdoor exertion, especially if you have a condition like asthma, something like that. And also, we don't want to use gas mowers or refuel those vehicles because that will actually add more ozone into our atmosphere and something that we don't want to do, especially during the heat of the day. So keep that in mind if you're planning out your day today. We're in the mid to upper 50s along the lakeshore right now, in the lower 60s inland, with a lot of sunshine, and that sunshine is going to be hazy as well. We're looking at this kind of in the way of sunshine here, 84 degrees later on this afternoon. That sunshine again will be on the hazy side, and that is going to be because of that smoke in the upper levels of the atmosphere. We'll talk about that more coming up here in just a couple of minutes. But again, guys, 84 degrees, nice and warm out there to start off your Tuesday.
All right, Matt, thank you. It is almost 6:33. We start this half hour on the busy week ahead in Washington, D.C. Happening today on Capitol Hill, top health experts are set to testify on the nation's COVID response and the path moving forward. The Senate hearing comes amid a surge in cases and a drop in vaccinations. Right now, in fact, the U.S. is averaging over 32,000 new cases per day, which is up 66% over the last week. Deaths have also went up by 17% with an average of 266 new deaths per day. Right now, health officials say 97% of COVID patients in the hospital are not vaccinated. And after more than 2 weeks since the July 4th holiday, the country has yet to meet President Biden's goal of one shot for at least 70% of adults.
If we don't get a significant proportion of these recalcitrant people vaccinated, you're going to be seeing a smoldering of this outbreak in our country for a considerable period of time.
15 states have yet to hit 60%, primarily in the southern states like Mississippi, where it's less than half there. In fact, the state's top health official is warning of a fourth wave, saying it's already there. Arkansas hospitals are preparing for a rise in cases, which could surpass last winter's.
Let's turn now to the latest details on a bipartisan infrastructure deal. A key Senate procedural vote is set for tomorrow on the more than $1 trillion bill. This vote is a stress test to determine whether both sides of the political aisle can work together to finalize a deal. Lead GOP negotiators argue the bill is not ready for the Wednesday vote.
How can I vote for cloture when the bill isn't written? Unless you want program failure, unless Senator Schumer doesn't want this to happen, you need a little bit more time to get it right.
Well, we're still working on it. It's more important to get it right than to meet an arbitrary deadline, and we are still negotiating.
The procedural vote aims to pressure negotiators to finalize a deal on infrastructure. Since the completed text has not been written, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he will use a shell bill, saying this will allow the Senate to begin debate and amendments on the bill. Right now, negotiators are ironing out the disagreements about how the bill should be funded. Inflation is at its highest point in 13 years. President Biden says his proposals are designed to increase the economy's productivity and would lead to lower prices over time.
It is 6:35 on this Tuesday. Happening now in the western part of the country, at least 80 large wildfires are burning in 13 states. Nearly 20,000 firefighters and personnel are on the front lines battling those fires. The biggest fire burning in the U.S. right now is the Bootleg Fire in Oregon. It has scorched through more than 300,000 acres, and people in its path are being warned they should be prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice. The Bootleg Fire is so big, officials believe it will take some help from Mother Nature like rain or snow to extinguish the fire.
It's the driest that it's been since 1895, and so with the weather conditions that we've had, you match up weather with lots of stuff ready to burn, and it's just a really dangerous combination.
Yeah, and scary. In California, in fact, wildfires there have scorched more than 200,000 acres. That's already 5 times greater than last year's record-breaking wildfire season.
Well, new this morning, President Biden is ordering a review of U.S.-Cuba policies, including taking a look at remittances. That's money sent to people there. Anti-government protests exploded across the island earlier in the month. A number of people were hurt and hundreds reportedly detained. A senior administration official says the remittance working group will start working to, quote, identify the most effective way to get remittances directly into the hands of the Cuban people. The official also says the U.S. is actively pursuing measures supporting both the Cuban people and holding the Cuban regime accountable for violence and human rights violations. After foreigners were banned from Cuba for nearly 16 months, the country is finally opening its borders. Canada will open its borders to vaccinated Americans starting August 9th. Fully vaccinated citizens and permanent U.S. residents will be allowed. International travelers can enter starting September 7th. Unvaccinated minors under the age of 12 entering with parents or guardians will not have to quarantine anymore. Anyone not vaccinated will still need to quarantine.
It is 6:37. New details out of Benton Harbor. The Britton Avenue Bridge will soon be getting a name. The bridge near Martin Luther King Jr. High School will now be renamed in honor of a young girl who was killed back in 1996. City commissioners unanimously voting on the proposal on Monday night. 12-year-old Tijuana Marie Floyd died when a sidewalk on the bridge collapsed on her way to school. Commissioner Jerry Edwards says she was a family member and thinks honoring her in this way will help bring closure to the entire family.
Well, for the family, I think it'll mean that they're not forgotten. In a town this small where everybody knows everybody, it's good to have that there. And not just another number.
A dedication ceremony is expected to be held soon. Summer is still in full effect, but some teachers may want to get a head start on the back-to-school shopping, and Meijer wants to help make things a little bit cheaper for you. The store is offering a 15% teacher discount. Instructors can use the discount on school and home office supplies, office furniture, and kids apparel. Teachers, all you got to do is this: show your school ID at the customer service desk to receive that coupon. They can do this as many times as they want from now until September 6th.
All right, coming up, hospitals in the U.S. could face major fines. What rule the Biden administration is pushing hospitals to comply with.
Plus, the full fleet of Carnival cruise ships are preparing to get back on the waters when the company expects to be fully operational.
And 3 local fire departments are competing on the grill right now. The goal, to make the best burger. I'm Melissa Stevens, and our Firefighter Grill Off continues after the break.
You're watching WNDU-TV, 16 Morning News Now.
We're back with new details. Hospitals in the U.S. could face major fines unless they come clean about the cost of medical services. The Biden administration is pushing a rule demanding hospitals show the rates they negotiate privately with insurance companies. The current fine for non-compliance is up to $300 a day, but the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services wants to increase that fine. If that happens, large hospitals could end up paying $2 million a year for not complying. The idea behind then-President Donald Trump's 2019 executive order was if patients were able to see hospital costs, they could choose less expensive services, which could lead to lower health care costs.
New this morning, Tricia, Carnival Cruise Lines is getting ready to get back on the water as the company says 3 more of its ships will return to operation in September. Now, the ships will sail from New Orleans, Galveston, and Baltimore. 4 more ships will begin service in October, with the full fleet back in commission by the end of the year. The company says vaccinated trips will continue through October, meaning unvaccinated guests will have to undergo pre-cruise testing. It is 6:43. Hey, Matt.
Good morning, guys. As we're looking at downtown South Bend right now, a calm start to the morning, and it's cooler as well. Lower 60s, even some upper 50s in a few locations there as we're looking at the river, and it's going to look really good later today. A little bit of warmth again here in Michiana. Starting off the day, though, in the upper 50s to lower 60s across Michiana. A little bit cooler right along the lakeshore, and that's going to be the theme for today because we will have that breeze coming out of the west-northwest off of that lake, and that will keep our shore points just a little bit on the cooler side as we head into the afternoon hours. So right now, a lot of sunshine, just a few high clouds out there. Over the next 12 hours, we are going to get up to about 84 degrees later on this afternoon. A lot of sunshine, a little bit more humidity than yesterday, but all this sunshine, it'll be kind of what we saw yesterday. It'll be almost a little hazy, or the blue sky will look a little milky out there, and that's all because of the wildfire smoke coming all the way from out west through southern parts of Canada, and then you can see this flow coming down through the Great Lakes and here into Michiana. So you can see kind of where this wildfire smoke is, a little bit more of it off to the east as we head through the morning, but you can see some of it here in Michiana, and that's going to cause that milky look to the sky, or that hazy look to that sky as well. That continues into Wednesday with some of this upper level wildfire smoke still kind of hanging around the area. Slowly as we head towards the weekend, most of that starts to dissipate and move on out of here, and we deal with some cloud cover and some rain by that point. So most of the area stays dry, a very slight chance of a shower late this evening into early tomorrow morning. Mixture of sun and clouds on Wednesday and Thursday. Again, another slight chance of a shower heading into Thursday afternoon and evening, but it does look like most of the area does stay dry. It's once we get towards Friday, we bring a front through and we bring in the chance for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, and that continues to be the case as we head through Saturday and then even into Sunday. A few stronger storms are possible. We'll be watching that time frame for some of those stronger storms heading into the weekend. But as we're looking at the next 3 days here, a little bit of warmth, low 80s for that high, lots of sunshine, just a few high clouds out there, guys. It is looking like a great next couple of days before we bring back those rain chances.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. It is heating up outside, quite literally, because we are in the midst of our inaugural Firefighter Grill Off. And up next at the grill, Penn Township Fire.
Yeah, Melissa, how's it going out there right now?
Oh, the smells, hard to describe. You just have to be. It's really good. Trust me on this. So yeah, we've got the finished product here from Clay Fire. That's the burger there. And up next, Penn Township at the grill, we've got Brendan Goodman.
Yes,
Tell us
ma'am.
about your
Morning.
burger here.
So this is Goody Steakhouse burger, ground beef. I've got A1 steak sauce in there, chopped up bacon, and then Swiss cheese and cheddar cheese on top of it.
The bacon is inside the burger.
Bacon's inside the burger.
Wow, and you've got, those 2 different types of cheese. You're already ready to plate over here. Walk us through the next process. What do you got over there?
Usually use pretzel buns, but today we didn't have any, so I'm using the Hawaiian buns. I use barbecue sauce, some onions, dried onion chips.
Okay.
and mayonnaise, and we finish off our
That's
burger.
all she said. You don't even have to put any veggies
Nothing on top of it,
No.
just the way it is right there.
How did you come up with
Steakhouse.
this recipe?
So, just an inspiration from a lot of the guys I've ever worked with and stuff like that, and enjoying cooking and steaks and things. And why not put it on the barbecue when you're out having a good time in the backyard? And
Well,
it's cheaper.
There you go. You know, and why is your burger gonna win?
So the burger's gonna win because it's different. It's different from everybody else's, and it's gonna be the best. So.
I love it. National Grilling Month. We've been talking about it all morning. What are some tips you have for people at home who want
So
to?
having a young daughter at home and pets are a big thing. Keeping them away from the grease that's dripping underneath, keeping the dogs away when you shut it off, and things like that. Being safe with it. They can cause fires not only on your deck, but also can burn the children, can burn the dogs, and the grease and things like that.
So true. So there you go. Let's get a shot of that. That looks delicious. The judging is about to happen coming up, guys, in the next few minutes. We've got our judges here ready to go. They're ready to try it. I think they've been drooling all morning, so they're getting ready. We're gonna have the judging coming up for you guys in just a little bit.
Oh, they look excited, don't they?
Buddy's just smiling.
He's just ready to go. I can't wait to see who wins.
All right.
Oh, man.
Well, we have that winner coming up when we come back, so stay with us.
Well, starting off the day, clear skies out there right now, but things are going to get warmer. 84 degrees later on. A little bit cooler right along the lakeshore, but we are in a low swim risk for today. That changes later on this evening and into tomorrow, where this low risk gets changed to a high risk with waves building between 3 and 5 feet overnight and into tomorrow. So keep an eye on those flags along the beaches today and into tomorrow. But right now it is a low swim risk, 1 foot waves, low 70s for that water temperature. And we're going to be in the upper 70s as we head through there, really into southern parts of Lake Michigan, northwestern Indiana as well. Same conditions, 1 foot waves, low 70s on that water temperature. And we are going to be seeing a high near 80 degrees with just a slight breeze coming out of the west. If you're inland a little bit, well, we're going to be in the mid 80s later on this afternoon. 84 degrees out there. That hazy sunshine that we talked about continuing today. A few clouds mix in as we head towards tomorrow. A high near 81 degrees. Still very, very nice though. Same thing on Thursday. Slight chance of a shower late in the evening. We'll be in the mid 80s for that high. And then as we head towards the weekend, more chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms. That will come back into the picture as we head towards the weekend. And we'll be keeping an eye on all of that. But a very dry end to the week here in Michiana.
Well, all morning long, we've been showing you some delicious burger recipes brought to you by local firefighters, and we are ending our firefighter grill off with the winner.
Melissa Stevens is live in our parking lot with a big announcement. Hey, Melissa.
Good morning. So the judging is still happening right now. We're actually in the process of trying all the burgers. But here we have Dave Sharon, Clay Fire Marshal. We've got Buddy Kursitz, Battalion Chief of Penn Township, and then Gerard Ellis, Assistant Chief of South Bend Fire. They are trying each burger. I believe they're on the last one right now. And we all promised we're not going to do any cheating or in favor of our own departments, right? They've got their mouths full. Okay. So have we tried all the burgers? Are we on the last one here? Yes. Okay. Are we? Do we have a decision? Do we think? What are we thinking?
Well, I'm retired from South Bend Fire.
Okay.
I'm with Penn Fire, but I have to declare the Clay Fire Territory burger the best.
Okay.
It was outstanding.
Okay.
The spice pops right out of there.
Okay. And you're not just saying that because you're with Clay. Yeah.
And then honestly, it was kind of tough because this is really.
Okay.
Especially with that garlic.
Yeah.
So.
That's South Bend.
If you got a lot of meetings today, this is not a burger to eat before you go there.
Okay. And Gerard?
Actually, I know I'm going to be biased, but I prefer the big Willie burger.
South Bend Fire, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So it looks like we've got 2 though for Clay though, right? All right. So that burger wins. What? We gotta bring Joe over here. Tell us again what's in your burger and hold up your burger for us if you could.
It's one of these over here. So it's a 50-50 blend of ground chuck and ribeye, and then it is stuffed with a bacon jam, and then topped with a pepper jack cheese, and then obviously the tomatoes and pickles, and lettuce.
And that's what they're all talking about, that center, that with all the flavors coming out. You nailed it there with that one, huh?
Thank you.
Congratulations, you won.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go. We have a winner, Clay Fire Territory, winner of the Firefighter Grill Off, as I send things back to the studio.
Well deserved. Now bring some inside. Thank you.
Congratulations. What a way to celebrate National Grilling Month. Thanks so much. We've got a check of weather next. Stick around. Making news as you start your day. South Bend police are investigating reports of 2 people shot overnight.
Indiana 3rd District Congressman Jim Banks is nominated to the Select Committee that will look into what took place on January 6th. Also happening today on Capitol Hill, top health experts are set to testify on the nation's COVID response and the path moving forward.
Jeff Bezos is preparing to fly to the edge of space today in a capsule developed by his Blue Origin company. Matt?
Well, guys, today 84 degrees that high. A lot of sunshine out there, but it will still be on the hazy side because some of that smoke in the upper levels of our atmosphere. Tomorrow, though, a few clouds mixed in. Same thing goes for Thursday. Just a slight chance of a shower late on Thursday evening. But then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, more chances for those scattered showers and thunderstorms. And again, an air quality alert in effect for LaPorte County through today. So just be mindful of that as we're heading through today.
There's an air quality alert right outside at the WNDU.
Right. It's good grilling weather. Hey, we'll be back in 25 minutes for more news and weather. And our thanks again to all our participants in our Firefighter Grill Off.
Yeah, that was awesome. By the way, if you missed anything or if you want some of these recipes, WNDU.com is the place to go.
But today's show's next. Let's go eat.
Yes.